Ultima Thule. The tide rises, the tide falls, by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, 1807 to 1882. The tide rises, the tide falls, the twilight darkens, the curlew calls. Along the sea sands damp and brown, the traveller hastens toward the town, and the tide rises, the tide falls. Darkness settles on roofs and walls, but the sea in the darkness calls. The little waves with their soft white hands efface the footprints in the sands, and the tide rises, the tide falls. The morning breaks, the steeds in their stalls stamp and neigh as the hostler calls. The day returns, but nevermore returns the traveller to the shore, and the tide rises, the tide falls. Okay, this is a poem by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Let's see, he was probably the most important 19th century American poet. He travelled quite a lot to Europe, to Italy, France and Spain, and later he then became a professor at Harvard University. So what's this about? Well, if we see this title, Ultima Thule is the things that are beyond the known world, things that are outside our comprehension, things that go off the edge of the map. Yeah, things that are further than our understanding. And then the tide rises, the tide falls. This is talking about time going onwards, time wiping away everything, but time still continues. The tide rises, the tide falls, the twilight darkens, the curlew calls. So this is talking about time going on. The tide comes in the sea, the tide goes out. The twilight darkens, so it gets dark, it gets day. The curlew is a bird, is a seabird, and the curlew calls, it calls to just because it calls. Along the sea sands damp and brown, the traveller hastens towards the town, and the tide rises, the tide falls. So here we've got a traveller going towards the town, and he's travelling along the sands, which are damp and brown. Okay, they're wet and brown. And the tide rises, the tide falls. So here we've got a human going about his business. Humans doing their things, running about, running here, running there, going to the town, coming back from the town. But time just moves ever onward. Time continues. Time is timeless. Time is endless. Time is infinite. Whereas we just make little marks, or we just do little things within the infinite sea of time. Darkness settles on roofs and walls, but the sea in the darkness calls. So yes, night comes. Yeah, the night settles on the roofs and the walls of people's houses, and people are doing their things within the houses. But the sea in the darkness calls. The sea, the ocean of time, is calling. The little waves with their soft white hands efface the footprints in the sands, and the tide rises, the tide falls. So here we've got a nice little metaphor, the little waves with their soft white hands. So this is saying that the little waves are the hands of the sea, and they efface, they rub out the footprints in the sand. So the footprints of the man going to town, these are wiped away. So time continues, the little hands of time are working, but time continues infinitely. And this is talking about the fact that the things that we do, they make no difference. They, compared to something as infinite as time, the tiny little actions of men are completely insignificant. The morning breaks, the steeds in their stalls stamp and neigh as the hostler calls. So morning has come again, and the steeds, the horses in their stalls, they stamp, they bang their feet, and they neigh, as the hostler calls. The hostler is normally the person in an inn or in a 19th century place to stay, who looks after the horses. So the hostler is looking at the horses, and the horses are in their stalls and they're stamping and neighing. The day returns, but nevermore returns the traveller to the shore, and the tide rises and the tide falls. So morning has come again. It's a new day. It's a new cycle of life. But the traveller who went down the shore, he doesn't return there. So again, this is giving the idea of the fact that time is infinite. Time repeats and repeats. Days come and days go. But humans do their little things, yeah, and the things of humans are always different, whereas time is always the same. Time continues. The tide rises, the tide falls, and look at the way he's repeating this at the end of each stanza in order to reinforce the idea of the fact that time is infinite. So, enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Ultima Thule, The Tides Rise, The Tide Falls, by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.